Hey y'all. I guess you've probably been wondering where I've been, why I've not uploaded any videos in almost 2 months. Um, this video is going to be different than any video I've ever made for this channel. And it's also the hardest video I've ever had to make. If you're a friend or a family member or even an acquaintance, you already know why I've not been uploading videos. So this video is really for people who I don't know personally, my subscribers and followers that, um, that I don't know personally. The middle of February, we had a tragedy that struck our family. My husband had a heart attack, and despite the efforts that was made to try, to help him, they just were not able to save him. And, when something like that happens, it just kind of turns your whole world upside down. And it still is upside down. So I'm making this video for a few different reasons. But I would like to say, living in the country, it's where we wanted to be. It's where I've always been. But they are, downsides to living in the country. If you have a medical emergency like what happened with him, it and where every minute and second, where every second and every minute is going to count, then they may not be able to get to you fast enough to save you. And that's pretty much what happened. And while I'm not blaming anyone for what happened, because once they were able to get here, I fully believe they did do everything they could to try to help. But it was just too late. It just took them too long. And so, over the last few weeks, I've debated on what do I want to do with this channel. Do I want to continue it, or do I just want to end it right here? And I've decided, mainly for two reasons, that I'm going to continue this channel. One of the main reasons is, when I first told him about doing this channel, he supported it, but I don't he encouraged me to do it, but I don't really think that he thought that I would actually go through with it, because he knew that I didn't really like being in pictures and in videos. And so when I did decide to do the channel, and maybe it happens this way for a lot of people who start a new channel, I didn't even tell anybody when I first started uploading videos, because I thought, well, what if nobody watches, then I thought that would be a little embarrassing. So I actually uploaded a few videos and didn't tell him or anybody else. And to my surprise, people actually did watch the videos. And so I guess maybe a couple of weeks had went by, and he asked me if I was ever going to, start the channel. And I was like, well, and so I had to tell him. I told him then that I had actually uploaded a few videos, and, people were watching and subscribing. And then he really supported and encouraged me to continue making videos, because he told me that he felt like I had a lot of knowledge when it came to plants and growing things, and that not only could I help people, who were new gardeners, or maybe even, people who'd been gardening for a long time, and that I also could learn things from them too. And so I continued to make the videos, and so, and he was proud of me for that. And so for, that being really the main reason I've decided to continue my channel. The second main reason is because if you've watched any of my videos, then you've heard me say in several of them that gardening is therapeutic. And that's true. I mean, it's true for me, and I'm sure it's true for other people too. And I have actually done a few things in the yard. Not much, but a few things. And it does help when I get out there. And so I know that if I just, really dive back into what I know is going to help me the most, then that's really what I need to do. And while I have done a few things in the yard, I've just not been able to make myself pick up the camera and video it. And so, but I'm planning to go back. I am planning to start making videos again and uploading them to my channel. And I hope that, you decide to stick around and to follow my journey and see where what the garden evolves to, into. And, maybe you can help teach me a few things. Maybe you can help teach me a few things, and maybe you might learn a few things. But again, I know that getting out there is what is going to, really help heal, the things that I'm going through. And so if you are, struggling with a tragedy or just, something that's going on really hard in your life, if you're able to get outside and, do a little bit of gardening here and there, I truly believe that it'll help you too. And so I don't know how soon my videos are going to start coming back, to my channel. This video is actually the one that I was dreading the most about making, because it's hard to sit down in front of a camera and talk about something like this. And in the plant videos that I make, that'll be coming out soon, I won't be talking about, I just won't be talking about this. It'll be just your, plant videos basically, or canning videos when, when my garden starts coming in, my vegetable garden. And so there's a lot of projects that I've got to do, and things that I'm really far behind on, because normally by this time of year I would have a lot more things done in the yard than what I've got right now. I'm just, everything's behind. It's just how it is. But it's okay. If you're behind in your gardening, you still have plenty of time to catch up. I do too. And you can always catch it up pretty quickly once you, get back out there and get at it. If you're able to do that. And so I'm going to be pretty soon. Just I've got to clean the pond. I've got to get the pool ready. There's just so many things. I've started working on getting the garden ready. I mean, but I'll get it caught up. I'm not really too worried about it. Uh, and from here on out, as I'm doing things in the yard, I am gonna pick up the camera and you know do the videos. So I just encourage you to, you know, no matter what's going on in your life, to try to do something that's therapeutic for you. For me, it's gardening, and I'm looking forward to, you know, getting back into that, and just we'll see where this goes. And I can't promise how soon it's going to be when I put out a video. I think it'll be pretty soon. Anyways, if you're struggling with something, and you're interested in gardening or you've never done it before, I encourage you to try it because it does help. Uh, so until next time, bye.